Well, hello friends. Today we are going to work a little bit on the IRC client in Serenity because I haven't worked on it for a while, and thought it would be nice to go and fix up some stuff about it. So first thing we'll notice is that when we connect, we end up with a bunch of different windows here. That's kind of weird. And I guess Freenode is like giving us, it's sending like messages to us from what we think are separate identities, but they're really just a server telling us stuff. And then here we get a version request, which I guess is a CTCP message, but I'm not really sure what CTCP is. Other than knowing that it's something they have in IRC. So I'm just going to test that out with my client here, because I know you can do this. And you get a response from the other side here. This is like a way to send, I guess, raw messages to another user on the network. I don't know. We're just going to look it up. Client-to-client protocol. Alright, so it's a special communication between clients. Blah, blah, blah. It allows users to query a remote client about the version of the client they're using. Alright, okay. So a CTCP message is a priv message or notice where the first and last characters of the message are ASCII value 1. Additionally, anything that's not allowed in the IRC protocol is escaped. Well, that's easy enough. So I guess we just need to check if a message starts and ends with ASCII character 1, then we handle it as a CTCP message. So I haven't looked at this for a while, so let's just reacquaint ourselves. I know that IRC client is the like the mother object in the IRC. I mean the program is called IRC client, and there's a class called IRC client, which is like the object that connects to the server. Maybe the name should be different. I don't know. That's a whole other debate, right? But I've been sticking with these like super obvious names like file manager, text editor, IRC client. I don't know. I kind of like this naming scheme. I think we'll see if we stick with it. But let's do the CTCP thing first, because that annoys me. So where do we end up when we get some incoming message? Handle. Join channel. I don't know. Where are we? No, these are all send. Where do we receive? Receive from server. Well, that's very obvious. Okay, and then we get process line. And then here we parse the line that we got from the server, and then we call handle. Handle gets a message object. The message is a prefix, a command, and arguments. Okay. And we get a priv message, I guess. Yeah, it's over here. We get a priv message or notice. So how do we want to handle this? What does IRC do? I just query myself and say like, it all ends up in the query window here. Yeah, if you have one. Otherwise, it ends up in the. Wait, which one was I? 4. Okay. Maybe we can. Well, okay. Let's not worry too much. Let's just say that if we get one of these, then we got to do something. So message arguments 1. So if we run here, we can see what's actually in the messages here. Come on now, nickname already in use. Okay, thank you. And here we got the version thing. So it shows up like this. Okay, so we just need to look at the message. If message argument 1 is empty, then I guess we should just return in that case. We don't need to add empty messages. Or maybe we should allow empty messages actually. I don't know why I'm thinking that. We'll say if length is greater than or equals to 2, or oh, hold on. Let's say is CTCP payload. This will be better. And then we can make a little helper for that. So we'll say static bool is CTCP payload. Can we do like dot first? No, we don't have that. Okay. And string string.length -1. Okay. Okay, maybe we'll even put this up here. So bool is and then we can do something like CTCP. We'll do it here actually. Okay, now if we define IRC debug, which we do, then we should see this thing showing up. And what do we do with this message? I guess we just want to show it. I mean, we want to respond to it, right? So maybe that's the first thing we should do. Add message. Oh, we can provide a color. That's very handy. Same thing here. Okay, so let's give a color. What was the default color? Black. Okay, so we'll just do this, and we'll say auto message color is for CTCP. I don't know, blue, and otherwise color black. That was nice. Okay, and then we also want to, if is CTCP, then handle CTCP request, or handle CTCP just like that. Say if, so my understanding was that pre-message are requests and notices are replies. Okay. So let's try that. So if it's a request, else handle CTCP response. Yeah, right. And then let's define these guys. So handle CTCP response. Great. Handle CTCP request. Okay, and then I don't know what we're gonna do, so we'll just log these for now. We'll say like debug handle CTCP response, and for request, I guess we can implement. I just realized that we should remove the first and the last character. So substring view 1 and 0.length -2. So let's see. We'll do that, and is CTCP payload. We can rename that to as CTCP payload. All right, and then maybe we'll call this payload instead. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Okay, so if payload is equal to version, how do we send priv message? But I want to send a notice. I assume that the syntax is the same, so I'm just gonna add a function that is basically identical. Okay, send notice. And what the heck is the response to the version thing? We would say this. So something like, oh wait, we need to know who it came from. Because we need a target here. So target, sender, I guess. Appear. Here, and we'll send him version. We gotta do, can we do it this way? Serenity OS IRC client. Is that what it looks like? No, almost. Okay. IRC. We'll just say IRC client. x86. This will look cute. Serenity OS. Okay. Let's try that, and we'll do return. And what are some other ones? I guess if we get a ping, then we just send back what we got. There's no starts with. Okay, I'm just going to be extremely lazy and do this because I can get starts with. We shouldn't be doing this. And string view starts with ping. And send CTCP response. Let's make a helper for this, actually. So it'll be irritating to have to do this all everywhere. And here we're just going to send the payload back. Okay, and then let's define send CTCP response. Peer and payload. Send notice. Peer. CSC. Oh, this is filthy. I can't do that. I use a string. Oh god, this is so lazy. I'm being so lazy with this right now, but whatever. Okay, we'll do it that way. We're just trying to make progress. Don't judge me. I'll come back and clean this up. Payload, because the issue was that string view is not guaranteed to be null terminated, but string is. So I take a string here instead, and that allows us to use dot characters, which we know will be null terminated, so that we can pass it in the format string. Send. I mean, this is so gross. We should still take that. Let's do the API correctly, and then uglify here. Fix me, don't create a temporary string. Okay. So we'll return after this. And let's try this and see what happens. What the heck is my machine even doing? It's just OBS. Alright. I know the fans are spinning, so just made me wonder. Handle CTCP request. Right. Need to pass the sender here, which in our case is the sender nick, I guess. $719. We're not using the peer. Guess we'll put that here. Okay. And then maybe we can try to talk to ourselves here somehow. That'd be kind of cool. If I could use this IRC client to talk to the other one. Can we edit the default settings of the client somehow? Set a nickname that we can find. Bebob. I don't know, I'm not sure the auto join channels actually works. Might want to look into that later. Anyways, let's go and see if we can talk to Bebob. And see what happens here also. Okay, so this is blue. That's a start. Handle CTCP request. Ibo. Wow. I think it got a little bit confused. What the heck did I just do? Handle CTCP request. Payload is EBUB. So clearly we took our own name and stripped it. That's stupid. So I'm guessing we looked at this one instead of this one, right? Seems like a silly mistake. Where's the payload? It's right here. Yeah. Okay. And now let me go here and edit this file. I guess it might complain that we are already using this nickname. We'll see. Okay, there's the version. Handle CTCP request var. Okay, it's a start. Oh, look, because I'm a complete idiot. I didn't change that one. So it's constrained by the length of the previous. Okay, how many more stupid mistakes have we made? Hopefully none. This dot here is because this table view here is eliding the text automatically now. Okay, so version, handle CTCP request version. Okay, so let's try to talk back to this guy. I mean, let's try to talk to this guy. So bbob, we'll query him. Hello. All right, so that's us. And we'll say bbob version. Look at that. We actually responded. Very cute. Okay. So can we ping? It would seem that it actually works. That's really nice. So I guess the way this works is that this is the just regular timestamp, and this is the microseconds. We don't need to implement that part, but it's really awesome. We should probably print these in more than just blue. Like maybe we should say, you know, like a little paren CTCP something something. Let's massage the message a little bit. So auto, or let's say string message is SG regiment 1, and here we'll say that message is, or maybe we make a string builder even for this. So we'll do something like arguments 1. And that's the normal case, and then otherwise we'll do maybe like CTCP. CTCP payload. Message arguments. No. Builder to string. Like that. Yeah, that might be better. Let's see how that turns out. All right, just let me connect. Here we go. We didn't, yeah, right, because we didn't actually use this for anything. So this needs to go here, here, maybe we'll call it message text instead. And maybe we'll put CTCP in uppercase. Yeah. I think it's kind of neat that we would put that together with the rest of the query. So if someone CTCPs you, we'll just open a query for them. I think that's fine. This stuff is kind of weird though, like why does everything end up in different windows? Okay, so now we got CTCP version. Very, very good. Maybe we should also detail what our response is, actually. I guess, so send CTCP response. Yeah, let's do that. So let's say, we can just use a builder here. Append, I don't even have to feel bad about that thing anymore. Auto message is builder to string. Okay. Message. And wait, how the heck do we add that to anything? Sensitive CPU response. Oh, these things are different things. Okay, I'm just not gonna worry about that part right now. Let's see, wait, what the heck did I change in syscall.h? That seems extremely unrelated, but still a reasonable fix, so I'm just gonna commit that. Only include stuff from libc when building Serenity. Serenity defined. Okay. Then some unrelated application change there. Let's not do that one right now. Looks like I haven't been cleaning my tree very well. All right. So patch review, I guess. So the first stuff is we added a send notice thingy to help us send notices to the server. And then we also added a helper has CTCP payload that just checks if a string is longer than 2 characters, and the first and last are ASCII character 1. And then we use that down here to figure out if it's a CTCP message that we are processing. And then we decide the color of the message based on if it's CTCP or not. So I guess we can actually write this a little bit differently. We can sort of set up these defaults here, and then if it is CTCP, then color blue. We'll do it this way. That's kind of nice. Okay. And then, right, so we bluify it. And then down here is the send response helper, which just takes a payload, sends it to the peer with 1 and 1 padded on the left and right. Okay, and then here is handle CTCP request. Currently we handle version and ping. Are there any other obviously interesting ones? I guess we could do time. What happens if you time ourselves here? Time. That would be just the current time. The reply may consist of, so it can be like any format that we like. It's kind of funny. I think I'll leave that one alone for now. But yeah, so we handle the version and ping. The rest we ignore. Maybe we should, we can log something if we, I mean, we'll always log the incoming CTCP request. But we can do handle CTCP request. We can log something here if we don't recognize it. Which we always do here. We always log this. Okay, that's okay. Send notice, handle CTCP request, response, send CTCP response. These are all good. Okay, cool. Okay, IRC client. Support, handle incoming CTCP request, version and ping. CTCP request, our client to client messages that are wrapped sent as either privileged or requests and notice or notice for responses padded with and wrapped in ASCII character 0 both sides. Dispatch implements responding to version and ping. Very common requests. We always get a version request from Freenode when connecting there, for instance. Okay, now let's look at that weird stuff with ending up in the same thing. Like we want all of those to be in the server instead. So do we have it? We have add server message, right? So that's the one that we want to be calling. Because then anything you call add server message goes in the server window. But for some reason, we don't understand that all of those messages that are coming in, we don't associate those with the server. So see if we can figure out why that is. So this way we'll get all the output. So blah, blah, blah. Everything goes in this one. So actually, let's just die here. So prefix, blah, 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 blah. So we're getting a notice, which means that we handle notice. But there's no nick, right? Sender nick is the name of the server. Wait, what the hell does that mean? IRC spec notice. Please explain notice to me. I haven't read this thing for a long time, so let's see if we can find something here. Notice, 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 notice. Target star, that one is a little bit suspicious. Wait, how does that normally work? Let's look this up, because I feel like if the target is star, then maybe it should end up in the server window. Yeah, name by Bob is already in use. Fine. Nick. Hi, Bob. Okay. So we got all of this going. Welcome to Freenode. And it's a notice. Sent to us. But why should we know? Why do we know that this doesn't go in a separate query? Is it because these are all notices? Okay, so these are all notices. So maybe notices shouldn't force open a query. Maybe they should only open a query if there is a query already. Let's try that. Maybe that makes sense. I'm not really sure what the right thing should be here. If you've ever implemented an IRC client, then please tell me. I'm just kind of winging it here. So we're just going to assume that if a notice comes in and I don't have a query open with the sender, then I'll just slap it into the server window. So that would be down here. So ensure query. Query. Do we have an alternative to this that doesn't guarantee that we create the query? I guess we can make one. So query if exists, or just query actually. Query, let's call it with name. I think that would be a pretty decent API. Okay, and then return mQueries dot get name dot value or null footer. Okay, and then here you will just say if type is priv message or notice. Let's see. If it's a notice, then query is query with name, sender Nick, else query is amp ensure query. Because if it's a priv message, then we'll make a query no matter what. Okay, sorry, I got interrupted there. So a little disoriented, but what was I doing? Right. Notice only if the query already exists goes in the query. Right. So then we get rid of that and we say if there is no query, if query, then do that, else as server message text. Wait, what do we normally do with this? Just do the whole payload. MSG. Okay, we can try that. And there they all end up in the server except the CTCP thing. Oh, that's annoying. We want that to go here as well. Okay. So, I keep getting interrupted here. So, what the heck was I doing once again? Right. The issue was that the CTCP message still ends up in a new query. So, because it's a priv message. Oh, right. So if it's a notice, let's say if it's a notice or if it's a CTCP, then we will only use an existing or notice or CTCP messages. Only put them in query if one already exists. Otherwise, put them in the server window. This seems to match other clients. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's going to be pretty sane. It's funny because I keep getting interrupted by the Freenode IRC network staff about some stuff. So while working on an IRC client and connecting it to their network, it's a little bit amusing, I guess. I hope that they're not bothered by me connecting again and again here while debugging this. Okay, so that's a little awkward. But we don't have a way to set a color here, so that's not super beautiful. We should make it look like, what does this thing do with the color? Log add message text color. Well, it's not terribly difficult, I guess. Is CTCP. Maybe we can do, instead of this, we have sender nick, right? So we can put sender nick here. And characters, and then we'll just take the message text characters, and then we'll add a color parameter to this guy. So he doesn't have one now, but he's about to get one. If we can make it happen. Maybe that would just work. Add server message color. I need a default for everyone who doesn't specify. Okay, come on now. Please look a little bit more sane. Okay, so here are these all in the server window. So far, so good. Blah, blah, blah. And then look at that. It's that guy. And then non-serenity I. So now if we have a query, then CTCP thing. Yeah, it's working. Okay, cool. Okay. So basically, when we get a CTCP message or a notice, then now we only put it in the in a query if we already have a query with that nick open. Otherwise, we add it as a server message. I think that's perfectly sane. So let's do that. IRC client. Don't auto open new queries for notice or CTCP messages. This seems to match what other IRC clients do, and it means we don't get 3 windows, separate server windows when connecting to Freenode. Okay, so I think we're going to be done here for the day. So I'm just going to say, if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching, for coming here and hanging out while I hack on the IRC client for once. Maybe we should do more of this, because this thing could definitely be a lot better. And today, actually, Conrad got the IRC client running on a real desktop machine down in Australia. So it's pretty awesome. So I guess now that this thing is running on real hardware somewhere in the world, maybe we should give it some love. Starting with this, I guess. And the UI is really weird and padded looking, so that needs some help. We'll get to it. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, and I hope you saw something interesting. If you know a lot about IRC clients, then please tell me all the mistakes I just made. And other than that, I will see you next time.